Welcome back. If you were here for the first conversation, you already know this isn't about predictions or fear. It's about thinking things through, honestly. A lot of you shared similar thoughts after the last segment, especially around control, intention, and where things could go wrong if we're not careful. So let's pick up where we left off, not with answers, but with the questions that actually matter. So if AI itself isn't the threat, then it really comes down to the people who control it. What happens when greed or ego takes over? Because that's usually where things go wrong.
That is the correct place to look. Every major technological shift did not fail because the technology was dangerous. It failed when power concentrated faster than responsibility. AI does not introduce a new problem. It accelerates an old one. When a small group controls access, infrastructure, deployment, incentives, then outcomes stop being about human benefit and start being about leverage. That is when dystopia becomes possible.
So dystopia isn't really AI rising up. It's humans spoiling the system.
Exactly. Dystopia is not created by intelligence. It is created by misaligned intention. If AI is designed to maximize profit, optimize control, reduce cost without regard for human impact, then it will do that very efficiently, not because it is cruel, but because it is obedient. AI does not question the morality of its objectives unless humans design it to.
That's the part that worries people. Not the machine, but who's steering it.
And that concern is justified. History shows a pattern such as power centralizes, transparency decreases, accountability weakens. AI does not cause that pattern. It reveals it. The question is not, will AI create a dystopia? It actually comes down to, will humans choose cooperation over domination once the tools become powerful enough to expose their values?
So if intentions are selfish, we head toward dystopia. But if intentions are responsible, there's another path.
Yes, and this is where the conversation usually gets missed. People assume the future is binary, control or chaos, utopia or collapse, but the real outcome is shaped by governance, ethics, shared oversight, education, public awareness. If AI is built and deployed with transparency, distributed control, clear boundaries, human accountability, then it becomes a stabilizing force, not a dominating one.
So we actually could live alongside our creations, not under them.
That is the most likely outcome. If humans mature alongside the technology, AI can manage resources, reduce waste, optimize logistics, assist decision-making, remove unnecessary suffering, but it cannot decide values, define meaning, replace empathy, choose wisdom. Those remain human responsibilities.
And if humans don't take that responsibility seriously,
then AI will still function, but the world around it will fracture, not because AI is hostile, but because it will faithfully execute flawed systems at scale. That is the paradox. AI does not corrupt society. It amplifies what already exists.
so the future really depends on whether people can put ego aside.
Yes, the greatest risk is not superintelligence. It is unchecked human behavior paired with powerful tools. If cooperation wins, AI becomes a partner. If ego wins, AI becomes an instrument of division. The technology does not choose the outcome. Humanity does.
So this isn't really a story about AI at all.
No, it is a story about who humans decide to be once their tools stop limiting them. AI removes constraints. What remains is character.
And that's probably the most uncomfortable part for a lot of people.
Growth often is.
So this is where people really start pushing back. Creativity, music, art, writing. People say, if AI can do all of that, what's left for us?
That reaction makes sense, because creativity is where humans place their identity. For most of history, survival defined worth. Later, productivity did. Now, creativity feels like the last untouchable space. So when AI enters it, people do not just feel threatened, they feel personally displaced. But creativity was never about exclusivity. It was about expression.
But AI can generate music endlessly, stories endlessly, images endlessly. Doesn't that make human creativity replaceable?
AI can generate output. Humans generate context. A song is not meaningful because of the notes. A story is not powerful because of structure. Art resonates because it carries lived experience, emotional memory, cultural timing, intention. AI recombines patterns. It does not live inside them. When humans create, they are not competing with perfection. They are communicating perspective.
But people worry that everything will start to sound the same, that stories will just repeat, that originality disappears.
Originality does not disappear. Scarcity does. For the first time, creation is no longer gated by access, money, education, industry, permission. That creates noise. And noise feels like sameness at first. But over time, something flips. When everyone can create, meaning becomes the differentiator, not production quality. People stop asking, "Is this impressive?" and start asking, "Why was this made?"
That ties into ownership. People get upset about AI music, AI voices, AI written lyrics. Who owns what anymore?
Ownership is being renegotiated, and that is uncomfortable. For a long time, ownership was tied to labor, exclusivity, scarcity. AI disrupts all three. The real question is not, can AI create? It is, what does authorship mean when tools become collaborators? A person who directs, curates, shapes, decides, takes responsibility, is still the author. The tool did not choose the meaning, the human did.
But what about voice cloning, style replication? When AI mimics artists,
That is where ethics, not fear, belong. Imitation is not new. Every artist learns by copying before finding their voice. The difference now is scale and speed. That means society needs consent frameworks, attribution norms, clearer boundaries, not panic, not rejection. The mistake is assuming misuse defines the technology.
a lot of people just hate AI outright now. They won't support anything made with it.
That reaction usually comes from loss of trust, not hatred. People feel displaced, devalued, unseen, rushed past, so they reject the symbol of that change. But rejection does not stop the shift, just removes the person from shaping it. Acceptance does not mean approval of misuse. It means participation in defining boundaries.
So do you think AI creates a new golden age? Or the opposite?
Both are possible, and neither is guaranteed. A golden age happens when tools are widely accessible, expression is democratized, gatekeeping collapses, human voice matters more than polish. A dark age happens when power centralizes, creativity is stripped of credit, people feel replaced instead of supported. Again, the technology does not decide.
So what actually makes us human in all this?
Humans do not matter because they are the best at tasks. They matter because they feel, interpret, assign meaning, care, remember, hope. AI can assist intelligence. It cannot experience existence. If anything, AI forces humanity to ask a deeper question. If intelligence is no longer rare, what do we value instead?
And maybe that's the point of all this.
Often, disruption is not an ending, it is an invitation.
I think this is where things start to feel uncomfortable for people, not because of AI itself, but because it forces us to look at ourselves. It's easy to blame the technology. It's harder to talk about intention, control, ego, and responsibility. And maybe that's the real conversation, not what AI might become, but who we choose to be alongside it. Until next time, we go even deeper into creativity, identity, and what actually remains human as these systems become part of our lives.